Steady. Steady. Oh snap. That's not good. What happens when a stablecoin is not so stable? Well, it's not really the best thing, but there are other options out there. You don't only have algo stablecoins, you actually have several different kinds of stablecoins. In fact, there are four main stablecoins. I'm going to go ahead and go into that in this video. I'm going to shrink my face, get it out of the way, and kind of get it over here. Let's show you guys what's going on with UST. UST is definitely not at $1. In fact, they're trying to bring it up to peg, but obviously they sold all the Bitcoin they have. Well, I mean, basically. So TLDR, there's like no more bullets to throw at this thing. The Luna token is like completely wrecked. It's almost at zero. And basically they're at the point of where it's like, hey, let's fork the chain and airdrop the old users. That's the point we are at right now. So UST is down at current rates 92, well, actually 91%. Still, it's down a lot. Let's go ahead and take a look at the market cap to see what's going on with all the UST stablecoins. Yeah, there's like 1 billion of them. Down from about 20 billion. Nice. So we're down 95% on that. So what does this mean exactly for stablecoins and everything else in general? Well, I do believe this is going to bring some more government regulation with things like this, especially when you have Janet Yellen making a comment saying, oh yeah, we can't have things like this. In fact, there was a stablecoin called Terra UST, and it's actually like not so stable. It completely collapsed and everyone lost their money. That doesn't look good at the crypto space at all. Now, time will tell. We'll see what will happen. But let's go and give you guys a couple of other stablecoins that are out there and explain to you guys a couple of different types that they have. And currently, as you guys saw on the charts, most people are flocking away from this Terra UST stablecoin and other algo stablecoins as well. I'll show you guys in the charts, but I want to give you guys a couple of demonstrations so you guys can see the type of models that we do have. The first one is a centralized stablecoin. This is a one-to-one backed stablecoin. So this would be your stablecoin. This would be like your $1, your money. So I go to Circle, or USDC is the token that you guys know, but it's backed by Circle, or Circle is the company behind it. What I do is I go to Circle and I say, hey, here's $1, and they issue me 1 USDC. Now, you can't do it in that small amount. There is a limit on the amount that you guys can do, but that's the general concept, is you give up $1 and you get $1 of USDC. And every time you want to return your $1 worth of USDC, or 1 USDC, you get $1 back. Everyone's happy. Now, there's a second model. This is prominent in the crypto industry. This is like the DAI stablecoin, or like MIM from Abracadabra Money, or the MAI stablecoin from the Cheat Out team. Basically how this works is I say, hey, look, it's not $20 worth of crypto, but the point is like I'm giving you more money than you issue me. So, hey, here's $20 for your $1 stablecoin. So I'm overpaying for a stablecoin. As in, I have to cough up more collateral in order to get a stablecoin. Now, you're saying, like, why the pants would someone do that? Well, the reason someone would want to do that is this $20, this could represent Bitcoin. I don't want to sell my Bitcoin, but I want to be able to have some stable coins so I can buy a house, or I can participate in DeFi, just different things I can do. So I slip you my Bitcoin and you issue me a stable coin. Now I'm happy. I can go take this, pay my bills, do what I need to do. And at the end of the day, when I get some more money back, whatever, I can take my $1 stablecoin I borrowed from you and issue it back, and I get my Bitcoin back. And I'm happy, you're happy, we're all happy. Now, of course, you guys can see that's really not the perfect model, because if I'm giving you more assets than you can issue back to me, that's very inefficient. It's not capital efficient, and it's not sustainable long term. Hence why the DAI token price and market cap is pretty slow and steady going. I'll show you guys the chart later in this video. The next model is a fractionalized model. Now, this is fairly similar to the centralized model. There are a few things that are different. And how this would work is I would give you $1 worth of collateral, or $1 worth of whatever I'm issuing or giving to you. It depends on what the protocol accepts. And you're issuing me $1 worth of your stablecoin. However, the part that's different here is on the back end, when I'm giving that $1, a portion of that is being used to buy the Funny Money token. Now, you can also buy the Funny Money token and use that to purchase the stablecoin that you want, but this is what it's doing on the back end. I give you $1, but in the fractionalized model, if I go to redeem my assets back, I would only get 85 cents or 90 cents or whatever amount of token that is actually backed by a currency, and then the rest of it would be issued in the Funny Money token. So I would get a paperclip in exchange. So in this scenario, let's say it's 75% backed. I would go ahead and get 75 cents whenever I redeem my $1 token. Here you go. And I would get 75 cents. Yeah, right there. And then they would give me a paperclip for my Funny Money. And I can sell my paperclip. My paperclip would get me the balance. So if it's 75% back, this will get me 25 cents. And then I'm at 75 cents here. So my fractionalized model is, well, I get 75 cents. Now, this one is capital efficient. It's actually more capital efficient because you don't have to put up as much capital as a one-to-one or with a over-collateralized model. However, you do have a scenario of a bank run. If everyone looks to withdraw and leave the system, there is a chance where not everybody can get out. But with the fractionalized model, at least if it is 80% backed by collateral, that would mean that at least every single person would get 80% of what they deposited. So at least it's not going to go to zero. But hey, it is what it is. You got to stay diversified, my friend. And of course, the last one is a algo stablecoin. This is like Luna. So this would be like this. If I want to get $1 worth of their stable, I would give them $1 worth of paperclip. So I say, here's my $1 worth of paperclip, which is AKA Luna, and they give me $1 worth of UST, which whenever I go back to redeem it, I get a paperclip. And the paperclip can be sold for $1. However, if there is a bank run scenario, this paperclip is no longer going to be worth $1, and it's kind of hard to keep up with the algo system. But TLDR, if there's a bank run scenario on a algo stablecoin, you have charts that look like this. As you guys can see here, that's not really a fun chart, but this is a bank run scenario. Now, this is what a fractionalized model looks like. This is the Iron token. Now I know what you're saying. Iron Finance, oh, that went to zero. No, actually the stablecoin is at $1. Almost at $1. Why is that? Well, because it still has some collateral backing it. The lowest it actually went was around 75 cents. Yeah, 75 cents because it was backed 75% by collateral. So if you're willing to wait it out, usually with these fractionalized stablecoins, in theory, they do go back to $1. At least what they've done in the past with both Frax and with Iron token. If you guys want to see Frax, this isn't the price. This is just the market cap. Most people are flocking away from algo stablecoins, and they're also flocking away from anything that's fractionalized. And even then, people are actually flocking away from the DAI stablecoin too. People are, even though the DAI stablecoin is over collateralized, people are still scared. They're going towards the centralized counterparts. And no, not just USDT. Most people are flocking away from USDT for other reasons because of FUD and not having proper backing and whatever. And most are actually going towards USDC. So right now, most are going towards USDC, or they're just going to straight cash and leaving the system. But these stablecoins are not hunky-dory. Centralized stablecoins are pretty cool, being that you can get one-to-one, but they have a history of freezing assets and freezing addresses. So some addresses that hold this USDC or USDT can actually be frozen by government entities or from anyone who's like, hey, look, we think this wallet is pretty suspicious, so we're going to freeze their money until further notice. Yeah, if you hold that USDC and USDT in your wallet, there is a chance they can freeze the money just for no reason. This is why people are looking for a decentralized stablecoin. This is why UST was coming into play. Now, I know what you're saying. Like, well, what about DAI? DAI is good. Well, DAI, a big portion of the backing of the DAI stablecoin is actually with USDC. So it's technically a wrapper for USDC. This is why there's different options that were coming out. Now, there are other tokens. This one is a fractionalized stablecoin, which is Frax. And yes, it's not 100% fully backed. It does have a little bit of USDC on its books, but it does create a alternative decentralized option. Now, there is one other decentralized stablecoin that is pegged to the pi number, like 3.14. It's a little bit down, but in general, this is actually backed by Ethereum. This was the original DAI stablecoin model, where it was only backed by ETH, but it's now backed by other assets, and that is kind of where RAI is generating its peg. So in general, there are other stablecoins as well, and there's not only the DAI stablecoin. Like I mentioned to you, you do have MIM. This is backed by several different assets. These are more so yield-bearing or interest-bearing assets, and same thing with the MAI stablecoin. These ones are over-collateralized models. So in theory, these do have a little bit less USDC on the books, which is better for decentralization metrics. I know what you're saying. You're like, what the snap? That was a lot of information. I don't even know where to start. And bro, it's okay. Take it easy. Take a chill pill. There are different things you can do. The worst thing you can do is panic. Stables are not meant to be a store of value. They're meant to be a medium of transfer. So these are temporary. You don't really want to leave your money sitting into these. And if you are doing that, remember they're pegged to the dollar. The dollar is a depreciating asset. It is constantly being inflated away. This is used as a medium of transfer. If you're looking to pick for stablecoins, look for ones that have over collateralization, in my opinion, just in case. Yeah, USDC, GUSD, or even USDT, you can use those and redeem them back to the banks or wherever you get them from. If you're a whale, if you aren't a whale, you're either going to have to swap for Bitcoin, Ethereum, or other stablecoins, etc. Yes, with USDC, you can sell it back to the exchange one-to-one, but in theory, you can't be like, hey bro, can I get all my cash back and withdraw it from the bank? No, it doesn't work like that. You have to be a big player. There are minimums that can be issued, but you can do it one-to-one. For example, GUSD, you can do that on Gemini, and for USDC, you can do that on Coinbase. Now, that does play in a factor that you're dealing with these centralized companies, and then if they close down, well, that's between you and them. That's why I say diversification is key between stables, just in case. In my opinion, it's okay to have it between all kinds of different stables, and the reason being is if one goes to zero, well, you still got stables in the other one. If you have all of it in USDC, sure, it can be backed one-to-one, but what if the assets are frozen? Well, what the snap? Then you can't use your stable coins anyway, so it's theoretically zero. Or if the company that issued the stablecoin closes down just for some odd reason and you can't get your money back, well, you're roasted. You also cannot get your money back. So if you guys are looking in cryptocurrency and looking where to store your wealth, when in doubt, for the long term, me personally, I look at Bitcoin and Ethereum. Those are good stores of value for the crypto industry, and in general, they do have a thing called God's money, and that is gold and silver. Those have stood the test of time. So let's sum up where we are at so far. 4 of the main types of stablecoins: centralized, over-collateralized, fractional, and algo stablecoins. The key and what you should do is be diversified between these stablecoins and not throw all your eggs in one basket. As for stablecoin regulation, I do see some regulation coming in the future, especially with what happened after UST, but time will tell. We'll see what happens. Let's go and hit you guys with a wisdom one-liner. Proverbs chapter 15 verses 17. Better a small serving of vegetables with love than a fattened calf with hatred. Man, that's really good. I mean, think about it. Bear market right now, you get some vegetables and love. This is awesome. Whereas normally it would be like steak time when you're killing it in the markets. But it is what it is.